Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm fantastic. And yourself?
Oh, very good. I'm excited because it's Tuesday. We have Tuesdays with Charlie. We always do that. Always love chatting with your dad. He cracks me up. We're going to be seeing him for a late Easter sometime soon, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
We saw my family for Easter, so we're going to go see Charlie and the Heidi's side of the family for a little late Easter. Hey, in California, a man has been arrested for cutting off hair of several long-haired women.
Oh.
He is thought to have attacked at least 4 women now using either a knife or scissors.
Oh.
So this guy's got some issues.
I wonder if he knows somebody with cancer and he's trying to do something good.
Oh, no, because you wouldn't do that. I think the guy's just nuts. Cave explorers in Croatia have discovered what they think is the world's steepest underground vertical drop. It's a cave that steadily descends 203 feet, then suddenly plunges 1,693 feet straight down.
Whoa.
So that last step is a doozy. All right, we got some special things happening today. We'll tell you all about that in just a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, March the 29th. We're getting close to April Fool's Day.
We are.
It's going to be here before you know it. But today is Knights of Columbus Founders Day, which is cool. It's also Niagara Falls Runs Dry Day. I'm not sure why. Apparently that happened once. I'm not sure. It's Texas Loves the Children Day. And it's National Mom and Pop Business Owners Day.
All righty.
So get out there and celebrate. Here's a neat idea, and I'm being serious right now. Today, go out of your way to spend money locally at a small mom and pop shop that you might not go to regularly. Whether it's going to a local restaurant that you don't usually eat at, but you go, you know what, I'll go try that. Make that day today and say, hey, you know what? It's National Mom and Pop Business Owners Day, and John and Heidi told me I should come here. Go check it out. And we've done that before. We've gone to places, and we've fallen in love with some of the places that we've gone to, places we might not have ever tried, but we just went in and said, hey, let's give it a shot. So
that's right.
Check it out. Get out there and celebrate on this Tuesday, the 29th day of March.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by Knowles Systems. If you have funds earning less than 6%, listen to this. Commercial mortgage bridge loans pay 6% to 8%. That might be just what you need. You're placed in first position on loans secured by high-quality commercial real estate like hotels, apartments, and office buildings. Your principal never fluctuates in value. You receive 6% per year paid monthly, and your principal is returned in full at the end of each cycle. You never pay commissions, management fees, or asset charges, and you can make these loans inside or outside of an IRA. I'll give you a toll-free number to call, 888-547-8007. Start earning 6% now. Call 888-547-8007.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. A city in Georgia has made it a crime for anybody under the age of 18 to be in possession of spray paint or felt tip markers. Smyrna County is the first, actually Smyrna is the city, the first city in the state of Georgia, maybe in the whole country, to ban the sale of what police are calling graffiti tools to anybody under the age of 18.
Oh, I was going to say, to anybody? Because I use spray paint all the time.
I know, you should not be allowed to buy it because you've made a mess of things.
No, I have not.
You painted a chair one time, like a plush chair.
Only because I saw it online, and that wasn't even spray paint. It was regular paint.
In addition to banning the sale of certain materials to minors, the order also requires merchants to keep such items in an inaccessible area so customers can't help themselves. In other words, they have to be behind a counter now. As weird as it is, the American Civil Liberties Union sometimes is getting involved, and it says they say, because some of the stuff they get involved in is ridiculous, but they're saying this law is ridiculous. They're saying that the law also requires property owners to remove graffiti within 5 days of being notified by city officials. Until now, officers encountering suspected gang members with spray cans were powerless to prevent any vandalism, even though they suspected the gangs were writing graffiti. Before, all they could do is say, hey, if I see you spray painting, it's illegal, but since I didn't catch you in the act, you're sitting here with fresh spray paint on the wall, and you have a can in your hand, but I can't prove that you did it. Now they're saying, hey, now we finally have some teeth to be able to sink into this. They're going to be able to arrest these kids.
That's nice.
So that happened in a Georgia city. It's Smyrna, Georgia, and it's the first in the state and maybe first in the country to do so. And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs from Sandy, Utah. A man there took his newly acquired used SUV to the mechanic to find out why the gas gauge is always reading half full. The mechanic in Sandy looked inside the tank and found the issue. 35 pounds of marijuana.
Oh.
Stuffed in plastic wrappers, filled about half of the tank's volume.
Oh.
Police estimated the pot was worth about $35,000. The Nissan Armada had been through several different owners and was once a rental car. Sandy police are trying to figure out exactly who stashed the pot, but they say the current owner is not a suspect. Investigators in the town south of Salt Lake City say the drug packs could have been in the tank for months. So they're saying we have no clue how long they were in there.
Possession like
That's illegal, yes.
the majority of the law? So couldn't he have kept that and sold? Shouldn't he have gotten the money for that? If that's what it was worth?
It's illegal.
It was
to
in
have
his car.
Yeah, that's not the way it works. I don't think so.
I think that's a bunch of crap.
Well, what, is he going to drive around selling it? That's illegal.
No,
So-
I think the cops should have had to give him the face value of it because they took it
No.
out of his vehicle.
I don't think so. That's what happens, Heidi. That's what
I'm
happens
just
when your
saying.
brain is on drugs.
He could have paid off his new vehicle.
The craziest thing about this is somebody put $35,000 worth of drugs in a vehicle and then forgot it was in there.
Well, they probably had it stashed all over if it was
have no
once a
idea.
rental car and they just forgot to empty it out of that particular place.
Apparently. But that's the kind of thing that happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Here's a job for somebody right here. This young lady does basically nothing. She gets $82,000 a year. She works as the New York Liquor Authority Director of Wholesale Services. She says, I don't think I've done more than 2 days of work in 3 years. Interesting tidbit was offered as an example of how bureaucracies, there we go, deal with problems of workers who are hard to fire. She was exiled to an office with no work to do, no responsibilities. She said she was in retaliation for raising a stink about Governor George Pataki's Christian prayer breakfast and Jesus-laden mementos, which she said were discriminatory towards Jewish employees like her. Apparently, the higher-ups figured she'd eventually quit, but so far that hasn't happened.
Well, no, why would you? If she's sitting there collecting money and doing nothing, why would she quit?
She's been pushed into an office where she has nothing to do
That's
all day.
ridiculous.
She makes $82,000 a year.
That is ridiculous. That's a
And
waste
the
of taxpayer dollars.
People of New York are paying that, and they say they can't fire her.
Why
Well,
can't they fire her? Can her?
Yeah.
She's
think-
doing nothing.
I don't understand why she still has a job, but there you go.
That is ridiculous.
your moment of duh for all involved right there.
The scoop of the day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. A science journal reports that after a man received a bone marrow transplant from his sister, he developed her allergy to kiwi. How crazy is that? Didn't know that was such a thing. Hey, the Czech Republic's Prague Zoo, or Prague Zoo, however you say that, has come up with a new use for elephant dung. They're making paper with it.
Hey!
The zoo has joined forces with a hand paper mill to process manure to be utilized in traditional paper-making techniques. The director for the paper mill says the 420-year-old mill has made paper from all sorts of material, but elephant dung is something new for us. Whatever kind of paper they're making with it, you hope you don't have to lick a stamp and lick the envelope.
I think that's a great idea, though, if they can do that instead of cutting down trees. I think that's fantastic.
Paper dung.
So it's waste, something you got to,
Hey, maybe they could
that's
make
great.
cigarette paper out of that. People would quit smoking because they don't want to put elephant dung in their mouth.
That's a good idea,
You
too.
think? Hey, a 65-year-old Canadian man placed his bid to claim the Guinness World Record for the most knuckle push-ups in a minute. performed 91.
Oh, ow.
He's going to have to wait 8 weeks for Guinness to verify his attempt to appear. It looks like he might have surpassed the old record of 79 knuckle push-ups held by an American man, but this Canadian, 65 years young, could be a new world record holder. New York Yankees are now the most valuable baseball team in America once again. $3.4 billion valuation. The team extends its streak of being the top on the list since 1998, when Forbes began estimating the value of Major League Baseball teams. So, most valuable team. Staff at a post office in Sweden called police after they discovered a package that was behaving in a mysterious way, as if something inside was alive. After some detective work, they managed to confirm the mysterious contents. 300 live cockroaches.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, the package was meant to be delivered to a man who feeds cockroaches to his pet snake. So there was nothing fishy going on. It's just what he was expecting for lunch.
That's disgusting.
According to a survey, 1 in 12 people would rather break their arm than do their taxes. Heidi, would you rather break an arm or do your taxes?
I'd rather do my taxes.
Yeah, I'd rather, because you're going to have to do it anyway. They're still going to catch up to you, even if you have a broken arm. All right, even in Antarctica, it could, it says, let me try that again. Even Antarctica could soon be available to commercial travelers. Icelandic Air, Loflitter, landed the first Boeing 757 on the blue icy runway at the Union Glacier on Antarctica. Runway is literally made of blue ice. It's a very dense, intensely blue glacier that was formed when snow fell onto glaciers and got compacted and recrystallized. This is generally a place for cargo and military jets to land. Airline officials say the flight was undertaken to prove the feasibility of landing a commercial passenger airliner on Union's Glacier. So, who wants to go to Antarctica? Do they have a long list of people who are saying, hey, if only you guys would fly there, I'd go?
I don't know.
Would you go?
I'd probably go see it if it was free.
Yeah, it's not. Amazon released glimpses of what much-anticipated drone deliveries could look like, although they warn the service is still very much in the testing phase. The video shows a drone being loaded with a small package on a warehouse conveyor line, traveling through a suburban neighborhood to a house, hovering over a yard, slowly lowering itself onto a small landing pad. Who has the landing pad?
Exactly. This is the
and depositing the package.
Dumbest idea.
All in about 30 minutes. The drones will fly no higher than 400 feet from the ground, low enough to avoid other aircraft, but high enough to avoid bypassing traffic and clogged streets. They'll be able to carry packages of no more than 5 pounds and travel distances of 10 miles or more.
And what happens if somebody just decides to shoot down that drone and steal your stuff?
Well, I guess then somebody stole your stuff from a drone. I'm not sure. All I know is welcome to the future. You ready for a strange law?
Sure.
In Jonesboro, Georgia, it is illegal to say, oh boy. I think we talked about that one other time. So there you go. That's a strange law. And this has been your scoop of the day.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by Knowles Systems. If you have funds earning less than 6%, listen to this. Commercial mortgage bridge loans pay 6% to 8%. That might be just what you need. You're placed in first position on loans secured by high-quality commercial real estate like hotels, apartments, and office buildings. Your principal never fluctuates in value. You receive 6% per year paid monthly, and your principal is returned in full at the end of each cycle. You never pay commissions, management fees, or asset charges, and you can make these loans inside or outside of an IRA. Start earning 6%. Go to commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com right now. What are you waiting for? Go to commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com. Again, that's commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little show we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing great.
Very good. Well, we're excited to chat with you and learn all kinds of great stuff. What are we going to learn about today?
You're always excited to talk to me.
Of course
Always.
I am.
I don't think he believes us.
Yeah, we really are. It's true.
I think you lie to me a lot.
No, not a single time.
Hey, do you know Bruce Springsteen?
I've heard of the guy.
Okay, did you know that the car maker Chrysler, them foreign people that we talk about?
Yeah. Imported from Detroit, yeah.
Yeah, them people. Did you know they offered him $12 million to use Born in the USA in an ad campaign?
No kidding. And he wouldn't take it?
He turned him down.
Wow.
And he still has never let his music be used to sell products.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Well, I guess when you got all kinds of money, $12 million ain't much.
Yeah, very, very true.
And then did you know that women with higher IQs have a harder time finding a mate? An intelligent woman would rather remain single than be with the wrong person.
Well, that explains why Heidi married me.
I was going to say, we're the same boat. They're with the wrong person. Hey, then, did you know, and I should get some of these, there are pills that make your fart smell like roses?
Are there really?
Really?
Yeah.
Father's Day, here we come.
There's also the Father's Christmas fart pill, which makes it smell like chocolate.
Well,
Really? You wouldn't even need air freshener anymore.
I have to see if
I
we
bet
got
they
some of
sell
those.
a lot of that.
You'd go through a lot of those pills, I'll bet.
I could use some of them.
You could.
Everybody could use some of them. You can't tell me there's anybody out there who says, now my farts don't smell. Everybody should be taking those. They should, like, put it in our water or something.
Hey, you've been to the ocean.
We have?
Yes.
Did you know you like that fresh, salty air smell?
Yeah.
Well, do you know it's actually the smell of rotten seaweed?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
I suppose.
I thought it smelled pretty good myself.
Rotten seaweed smells good.
And in 1963, Alfred Heineken, you know him,
Made the
Yes.
he created a beer bottle that could also function as a brick to build homes in poor countries.
beer? No kidding.
Oh, my gosh, that's brilliant.
So you could get a case of Heineken and start building a house.
That's a good idea.
fantastic.
I could build a mansion by now.
I know, I was going to say, that's amazing.
Charlie would have a Schlitz castle.
Hey, then I got one last thing here for you, and I think I've told you this before.
All right, what's that?
Remember Joan Crawford?
Yeah.
When she died, her longtime rival Betty Davis said, "You should never say bad things about the dead. You should only say good. Joan Crawford is dead. Good."
Oh, that's not nice.
That is not nice.
Well, they didn't like each other,
Well, apparently not.
but she did say something good about her.
Well, yeah.
Glowing review right there. Are you ready for a question, Charlie?
Hey, I was pretty close last week.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks you were pretty close. So I don't know. This one's a little tougher. It's not just guessing a number. It says, of all the vegetables out there, there's only 2 vegetables that produce their own. Let's see. Only 2 can live to produce on their own for several growing seasons. All other vegetables need to be replanted every year. So what are the 2 vegetables that can be planted once and then you reap the reward year after year?
Vegetables, not fruit, right?
Yeah, vegetables. So you plant it once and it grows back more than 1 year. It's perennial.
Oh, let's go with carrots and beets.
No. It's asparagus and rhubarb.
I was gonna ask if rhubarb was a vegetable.
Yeah. Rhubarb and asparagus, according to this, are the only 2 vegetables to produce several growing seasons in a row where you don't need to keep replanting. You plant it and it grows multiple years.
I love rhubarb. We should plant some rhubarb.
And I like asparagus.
Well, there you go.
Should have known that because people hunt asparagus every spring.
Well, yeah.
See? Charlie, if
Yeah,
you
they hunt
thought
for it in
about
the ditches.
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
I don't understand why. You go out there with a rifle looking for some asparagus. Well, we'll chat with you again next week, Charlie. Have a great day.
I hope so.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average person's left hand does 56% of the typing. So even if you're right-handed, your left hand is typing more than your right hand. Did you know that?
I'll have to pay attention to that.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A shark is the only fish that can blink with both eyes.
Oh,
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
what's that, John?
The banana is the world's largest herb.
You know what's sad?
What's
After you
that?
said they were the only fish, I was blinking to see if I could do it, and I realized I'm not a fish. I was like, oh, never mind. I was like, wait, I think I can blink with both eyes.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Ancient Chinese artists would never paint pictures of women's feet. So if they painted a woman, they wouldn't put feet on it. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Nolan Ryan was the first baseball player to make over $1 million in a season. How cool is that? And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average human drinks about 16,000 gallons of water in their lifetime. That's a whole
That's
lot
a
of water.
lot of water.
There you go. That's a couple of fun facts for you on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by RadioReallyWorks.com. I know you're listening to a podcast, but did you know the John and Heidi Show is also a radio show? And for those of you who have businesses, you should consider using radio to advertise your business. We can even help you create some catchy little jingles or amazing radio ads that will help pull people in. Get all the details or just learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Now, most of the time when people think of superfruits or healing plants, they don't think of bananas, but they should. Bananas are powerhouses of protective ingredients, Heidi. We just learned a little bit ago in our fun facts that they are the world's largest herb, but they're also especially good for your mind and for your mood. For starters, bananas are rich in natural fiber. Most people are aware that Americans typically don't get enough fiber, so bananas are a good way to get more fiber. Did you know that bananas are also a well-known source of potassium? And that's an essential nutrient to help you maintain proper fluid balance in your body. From a protective standpoint, bananas are high in a variety of compounds, many of which are antioxidants. While blueberries and mangoes and other fruits get more time in the antioxidant spotlight, bananas are especially loaded with these compounds, thereby helping to reduce premature aging of the body's cells. So if you eat more bananas, Heidi, you'll look a lot younger.
I like bananas.
I know. That's why you look younger than me. I don't. I'm not. I don't say I don't like them, but I just don't eat them much.
I only like them when they're really fresh, though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like them after they've started to get like brownish yellow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Bananas are a great source of the super protective compound camphorol and quercetin. I probably got neither of those right. These compounds have been extensively studied, and they're known to protect cells and reduce inflammation and fight numerous types of tumors and protect nerves and enhance blood circulation and reduce the risk of a number of diseases. Bananas also contain a high amount of rutin, R-U-T-I-N, a compound that complements the activity of vitamin C to help maintain strong, flexible blood vessels. So it sounds to me like, from this little article I just read, bananas are pretty freaking cool.
It does sound like
And
they're
they
pretty
do
cool.
a whole lot of stuff.
And
So
you
I
can use the peels for home protection.
You can? How's that?
Because if you put them on like your sidewalk, the burglars will slip.
But won't you also slip?
Well, you know they're there.
Or
So.
what if you forget they're there? Anyway, lots of uses for bananas. Don't use the banana peel, like Heidi said. That's just a bad idea. That's going to do it for a bunch of fun information. Guess what we're going to learn here in a bit?
What's that?
Going to talk about a guy with 154 tons of garbage in his house. Ugh, that's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
When you and I got married, we had to kind of learn to live with each other because I keep things and you don't. You're tidy Heidi.
I don't keep anything.
I know you don't keep anything. I'm a keeper. I'm like, oh, what are you keeping that for? I'm like, I don't know. I like it. I'm gonna keep it. And you're like, whatever. And then I leave the room and I come back and it's gone. I'm like, I guess I'm not keeping that. Well, imagine living with 154 tons of garbage in your house. I'm not that kind of keeper. But people who were equipped with a bulldozer and face masks and a court order removed 154 tons of garbage from a man's home
Gross.
outside of Madrid, Spain. The job took 2 weeks. 30 truckloads of trash were hauled away from the house and the surrounding area. Municipal officials got a court order after the owner, a 58-year-old man named Antonio Vilbada, refused repeated requests from neighbors and city officials to clean up his yucky yard and house. It was stinky, and there were
How
rats.
could you live in that? I just don't get it.
Well, it was infested with rats, according to a local newspaper. The house was so packed with everything from tin cans to car parts. A man that lived there had a tiny compartment in the back, and he reached it through a tunnel carved out of garbage. So he walked through a tunnel of garbage to get to a tiny little compartment that he lived in the back.
Oh, my gosh.
There you go. They tidied it up for him now. Coming up, we're going to talk about the man pill. This could be a real thing. Seriously, it's on the way.
John and Heidi.
Interesting. Researchers at the University of Kansas and the University of Kansas Medical Center are developing a thing that they call the man pill. It's a male contraceptive, a hormone-free pill that men could take on a weekly or monthly basis. Is this a good idea? To put men in charge of that? I just don't know if that's a good idea. First of all, here's the thing. It's not going to protect you from STDs because it just won't. So that right there tells me that's a bad idea. And secondly, I just think men, I don't know, maybe they're not like me. I don't like taking pills of any kind, so I'm not a fan of that. I have to take pills now for my blood pressure. I hate that.
Yeah.
That's one of my least favorite things to do. Like every day now, I got to take pills. I'm like, I have to take pills? So this is a thing that the people in Kansas were saying, hey, let's make a pill for the men.
Yeah, well.
Ladies, do you trust the man that says, no, I'm on the pill? Do you trust him? Really? I just think it's
I never would as a woman,
Me
but
neither.
for a man who doesn't necessarily trust the woman, it wouldn't be a bad idea for his own peace of mind to be on it as well.
Here's a better idea. Abstain. Hey, what a great idea. Or use contraception. There's stuff out there. I'm just saying that's already covered, so I'm not sure why we came up with that. But coming up, let's talk about how much time we spend shopping for shoes. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by Knowles Systems. If you have funds earning less than 6%, listen to this. Commercial mortgage bridge loans pay 6% to 8%. That might be just what you need. You're placed in first position on loans secured by high-quality commercial real estate like hotels, apartments, and office buildings. Your principal never fluctuates in value. You receive 6% per year paid monthly, and your principal is returned in full at the end of each cycle. You never pay commissions, management fees, or asset charges, and you can make these loans inside or outside of an IRA. I'll give you a toll-free number to call, 888-547-8007. Start earning 6% now. Call 888-547-8007.
John and Heidi.
Yahoo put together a report here, Heidi. How much time do you spend in your life every year shopping for shoes? I think the answer for me is pretty small. I don't spend a lot of time
because
shopping
I shop
for
for
shoes.
your shoes, and I
Yeah.
shop for Taylor's shoes, and I shop for my shoes.
Well, there's a Yahoo Shine report that a recent marketing research project shows the average woman makes 301 shopping excursions per year, spends about 400 hours buying clothing and books and food and toiletries. This adds to women spending 8.5 years or 3,148 days of their lives shopping.
I think I'm above average.
You want the breakdown?
Sure.
The amount of time spent shopping for specific retail items per year. Clothing, 30 times a year, a total of 100 hours and 48 minutes. You think you go shopping for clothing 30 times in a year?
When I go shopping, I shop for everything. So I would say
Shoes.
Yeah.
15 times a year for shoes. Really? What are you doing to wear out your shoes?
who
15
says
ti-
you're wearing them out?
No, no, no. Apparently you don't have time because you're busy shopping. 40 hours, 30 minutes is how much time in a year. Accessories, 18 times, which add up to 29 hours, 31 minutes. Food, first thing on the list that I
food,
think is a good
yeah.
thing. 84 times, I see that. 94 hours, 55 minutes. Now, there's 52 weeks in a year. That means more than once a week you're out shopping for food. Books, 57 times. That's like once a week, a little over.
Now, that I
31
disagree.
hours,
That one
21
doesn't
minutes.
apply to me.
Toiletries, 27 times.
Shouldn't that fall in with groceries?
I don't know, 17 hours, 33 minutes. Gifts, 19 times, takes about 36 hours. And last thing, window shopping, 51 times, 48 hours, 51 minutes. Doesn't
I
that
love
mean...
window shop. That means just browsing and not buying anything.
I was going to say, when I first read it, I thought they were shopping for windows. I'm like,
No.
why do they need windows?
Why are they buying
It's a
those
lot
so
of
often?
windows. So 51 times. That's about once a week you go shopping, or once a month, rather. No, once a week. You go shopping to just shop, not to buy anything.
Yeah.
Guys, do you understand? Because I just don't get it. Again, this is from Yahoo Shine Reports, and thank you for shining the light on that, because I would have never believed it if I didn't see the evidence. Coming up, we've got some good news. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up here with some good news. Now, this in itself does not sound like good news, but I'm going to explain why it's good news. The story says the number one marriage killer is us. Yeah, here's why this is good news. Because we can change us. We can't change them. They can't
Who's
change
them?
us. I'm just saying, us is us, you, me, the people that are involved in the marriage. Here are 4 ways that we may be destroying our own marriages. Again, who's in control of this?
We are.
So it says here, if we embrace the bare minimum, we watch the movie instead of reading a book, we agree to a single session with a counselor instead of a one-day seminar, hoping that the easy way out will revitalize our marriage, chances are that's not going to happen. So take the extra time to do the things that you need to do. Number 2, it says we are impatient. We require everything microwaved and instant and delivered overnight. So calm down a little bit, take a little time, and enjoy life. Number 3 on the list here, it says we fear conflict. We prefer distractions over conversations. I don't think so. I don't think that's good at all. Have the conversation, and if there's a conflict, work it out. And then the last thing is we don't like to admit weakness. I'll admit weakness. I'm weak in a lot of areas. And there are some areas that I'm not so weak. But you know what? Work those things out. So they're saying the number one marriage killer is us. And the good news is we can work on that. I'm going to throw a link to this study if you want to know more about it. I'll throw it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And I got another story that I got just enough time to squeeze in. And I had to share this because this is nothing but good news. If you're having trouble deciding which Girl Scout cookie you like best, good news, you can now combine them into a giant decadent pie.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a recipe that combines the do-si-dos, the Thin Mints, and the Tagalongs into a cream pie sandwiched between chocolate and peanut butter. Find out how to make it, and I'll throw that on our Facebook page as well with the recipe and all. And that is, again, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm going to go get diabetes eating a Girl Scout cookie pie. Dude, doesn't that
Doesn't
sound
even
delicious?
sound good.
Oh, I think it sounds awesome. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the good folks at Knowles Systems. And if you haven't heard of them, well, you need to listen up because I got to tell you all about this. If you have funds earning less than 6%, maybe you should check into a better system like Knowles Systems. They have commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com. If you've never heard of a commercial mortgage bridge loan, I'm going to tell you what this is. It's a loan paying 6% to 8%, and it could be just what you need. You're placed in the first position on loans secured by high-quality commercial real estate like hotels and apartments and office buildings. Your principal never fluctuates in value. You receive 6% per year paid monthly, and your principal is returned in full at the end of each cycle. You never pay commissions, management fees, or asset charges. You can make these loans inside or outside of an IRA. If you'd like more info on how you can start earning 6% or more right now, call 888-547-8007. I'll give you that number again in a second, but first, you might want to just check out the website if that's easier. commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com. Again, commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com or 888-547-8007. It didn't turn out exactly the way he had planned when 50-year-old John Wesley Bradley of Nashville tried robbing a bank. He tried to do a little bank robbery. You know, we've got a lot of stories where these things don't work out. You'd think they'd learn, right?
You would think.
He entered a local bank and handed the teller a note saying he was committing a robbery and he had a gun. When the teller didn't immediately respond, he left. However, the story doesn't end there. The 26-year-old teller followed him outside, saw that he didn't appear to be armed, and then tackled him and held him in the grass until police arrived. So There you
Wow,
go. That's
gold
one
star
way.
for that teller.
Yeah. In Poland, a couple of crooks broke down in tears during a recent bank robbery in Poland. They weren't sorry for what they were doing, but they were sprayed in the eyes with pepper spray. They tried to use the pepper spray on the cashier, who
And
was
they had it backwards.
no, she was in front of an air conditioning unit. That was, the wind blew the pepper spray back into their faces,
That is awesome.
forcing them to stagger empty-handed out to their waiting getaway car. So that was in Poland, and I'm sure there's a Polak joke for people who are into those. When I was a kid,
Oh my goodness.
I had a gentleman that had a cabin right next to our cabin at the lake, and he was from, like, literally moved here from Poland, and he was always telling Polish jokes, so I'm sure he would have had a good joke for that. All right, Catch Me If You Can. Be a great title for a movie. I think they had one, but it's not a great way to live. In Brooklyn, New York, Abdullah Darby sent a threatening letter to the cops filled with white powder.
Honey, we talked about this.
We did, didn't we?
We did.
So, and that was, he said, catch me if you can, and he had his return address on it.
Yes,
So
it wasn't very hard to catch
yeah,
him.
they did catch him. It was pretty easy. Hey, decaf coffee. Why decaf coffee? An importer named Dr. Ludwig Rosalis ordered a shipment of coffee to be delivered from Europe to his home in the United States. On the way to the U.S., the entire shipment got wet. Dr. Rosalis found that the coffee beans were still brewable. The taste of the coffee brewed from the beans was still good, but the resulting beverage had lost its kick. Thus, as a result of this accidental decaffeinated coffee was born. The brand name of Sanka was coined in 1903, shortly after the accident. The name is derived from the French language. It comes from sans caffeine, which means without caffeine. Today, decaffeinated coffee is still made, and it's even more popular than ever before. When a coffee company takes the caffeine out of their coffee, what do they do with the caffeine that's removed? It says we don't really know. The decaffeination process yields pure caffeine. It's a valuable marketing product. So the caffeine, is sold to pharmaceutical companies. So they take the caffeine out. They sell that to a pharmaceutical company to be used in a number of products. Also, much of the caffeine that is sold goes to soft drink companies to be added to their sodas. So the question is, why do companies generally charge more for decaf when they're being reimbursed for the sale of the eliminated product? That is a good question. So they're selling the caffeine to somebody else, and they're charging you more for the decaf. Well, I guess they still had to decaf it, right?
Right?
But it all started in 1903 when a guy got his coffee wet on the way to his house. So there you go. Now we all know that. I think it's time for us to move on. Thank you so much. I've got a lot of other stuff that I could read here, but as you can tell, I haven't pre-read any of this, so I'm going to just move on. Our bonus break is brought to you by Knowles Systems. Now, if you've got funds that are earning less than 6%, you need a better system, and you can get one from our friends at Knowles Systems. Their website, commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com, will tell you all about commercial mortgage bridge loans. Now, I've talked to numerous different experts recently that are telling me that this is the way to go. If you've got funds that are earning less than 6%, check this out. CommercialMortgageBridgeLoans.com. They earn 6 to 8%, and you could be getting all the details by checking out their website. And I'll give that to you. Again, it's CommercialMortgageBridgeLoans.com.